Okay, that sounds very nice. All right, so yeah, welcome back. So today, I'm going to be working on a design that I plan to use on the never surrender scenario. We spawned in with spawn pods the way you start a game normally, and building up industry before we go to the area where the scenario starts. So we're going to build up our industry so that we have some ships and some support capacity, and then we're going to go to the scenario area and let it start, because once you start it just keeps going, right? The drones just keep coming. um, so we kind of need to have some sort of like established, everything needs to be established so that all we need to do is fight, repair, fight some more. And I'm really interested to see how that's going to work. So and there's various skill levels and experience levels in the group. So I think it's going to be really fun. And that's not a scenario I have a lot of experience doing either, or period. I don't have a lot of. I don't know about anyone else. Um, like overall, space engineers' experience and skill levels are varying, but I don't know about the specific scenario other than the fact that I've never really done it before. I've tried it once or twice. Non seriously, like I'll go there, spawn in a ship with gun spam, and then see how long it goes. And usually it doesn't go well after a couple waves. Maybe in the past 1,000 hours of gameplay that I have, I've done a lot more. Probably that's been 90% of all the actual fighting that I've been done. So I'm certainly not an expert. That's not 1,000 hours of combat. I'm just saying that in the 1,000 hours of the last 1,000 hours of my experience in the game has been where the majority of my experience combat comes from. So, and most of the times when I tried the never surrender scenario, were very early on in in my time playing the game. So I didn't know a lot. Of course, the game's changed. Like I don't think the last time I tried it, really, I don't even think Warfare had come out, so there wasn't, there were only like two weapons, or rocket launchers and Gatling guns. So anyway, I've been working on a design that I plan to build for my part of the Never Surrender scenario, and I finished the what I'll call the first draft of the design last night, and so today, and I got to play with it a tad, and I think what I'm going to do today is I'm gonna try and iterate on it a little bit. So this is a picture of a of it's a diagram of bomber damage that was sustained in World War II, and not all the bombers that went out to combat came back. And so what they did was when the planes came back, they tracked where all the damage was. That's what all this red. Oh, I don't know if you can see my mouse or not. Um, Maybe now. That's where all this red is. Put this here. Cool. That's where all this red is. So these were all the damaged areas on the planes that came back, and so they brought in these experts and said, help us make the bombers more sustainable. And I guess the people who are incumbent in the military or whatever at the time, they were like, well, what we should do is, since this is where all the damage is, we should put armor on this. It makes sense, on the wings, right? Put armor on the engine, yeah, hell yeah. Put armor on the body where the people are. That's important. And on the control surfaces, yeah. And then of course on the side, because Jesus. So that was what they were thinking, right? And then and the problem is this is what was called this is a problem what's called survivorship bias, right? Because the planes that they got all this data from were the planes that returned. The planes that didn't return, they weren't looking at, right? So what this actually is showing is that planes can get hit these planes could get hit in all these places and still return. So the places that you want to armor are actually all the places that don't have damage, because these are the planes that got shot and didn't make it back. So the story has always stuck with me. And so what I've done, what I like to do is, like, when I design a ship, like a combat ship, I make it all like out of light armor, and then I'll take it into a creative world and do some fighting with it. Oh, hello, viewer. I'll do some fighting with it, right? Just a little bit. And the combination of the ship's capability and then my personal, just the way I fight, not that like I have like a style, but like everyone's different, everyone thinks different, everyone reacts different. So the way I intuitively fight, combined with the way the ship's designed and what it's capable of, results in the ships that I'm using getting damaged, right? Certain places and not other places. And so then after a little bit of combat, I'll go and I'll look and I'll say like, oh, I see I took a lot of damage right here, you know? So that means that's where I'm getting hit a lot. Now, so I'm sort of doing the opposite, right? So in this particular case, these are the planes that actually made it back. So they wanted to do the opposite, right? They wanted to say, oh, well, this is the ones that aren't making it back are getting hit here. Right? The ones that are making it back are getting here. But what I'm doing is sort of the opposite, right? Because I'm looking at I'm not waiting until the ship is destroyed and then returning or whatever. I'm basically doing a little bit of combat and then looking at where am I getting hit? Where am I taking all the damage? And then I'll go back and convert those locations to heavy armor, or I'll look at like, oh, I have this battleship, or this, combat ship or whatever. And like the first 30 seconds of combat, 5 turrets stopped working. And I realized, oh, because I have this conveyor over here in this like area that keeps getting hit, and it's key to everything else getting ammo. So that's how I can be like, oh, okay, so either reroute the conveyor or add more armor, or add a redundant conveyor somewhere else, something like that. So that's what I want to do today. I'm going to spawn in the ship, and I called it the Dragon. I like dragons. I don't think it's a terribly great name per se. I feel like it needs something, like the fire dragon or the ice dragon or void dragon, space dragon, something. But that also feels like a bit much. So, I just left it a dragon for now. So anyway, so what we have here is a combat ship. Again, it's for the never surrender scenario. So I've got 3 railguns up front, and I know that since it's a drone combat scenario, I definitely won't need those, especially in the beginning. But I believe I've seen in the data files as I've been working on other projects, I know there are large grid drones in the game. I don't know how large they get, but I figure by the time we start seeing those, it might be handy to have something that packs punch. So I'll put 3 of those there. Because 1 is good, I figured 3 is better. And then since the majority of the drones are small grid and they rely on swarming, I used a bunch of assault turrets. And I know a lot of people that like to, I know a lot of people like to use artillery turrets because they are the biggest gun and they look badass. And I 100% agree. Fortunately, they're slow as crap. And if you have any sort of distance between you and your opponent, and they fire artillery guns, and your ship is even reasonably maneuverable, you have a high probability, not guaranteed, but a high probability of being able to avoid the shots. And I don't expect to be hitting anything with small grid, any sort of small grid drones with artillery. So I went with assault cannon. They're pretty fast firing, and they have, the 2 guns. So I did that, and then I've got them in a tier, right? So they're staggered with an extra block of space between each turret. And I've got them tiered, so you got the side, the middle, and then on the top, and they should all be able to target anything out here. I don't think these guns can fire straight up, so something to the side will probably not be hittable by these three. But what I like to do is generally keep a target right about here, because I'm usually not heading towards the target. I'll head to the best way to see it here. I don't hit straight on, right? I like to fly to the side, and then of course my hand is bent that far. But I like to bank, right, as I'm going around. So I'm sort of almost like doing like a corkscrew around. And that'll keep the target right here, kind of forward, left, and elevated from the pilot's position. And that'll give a lot of coverage here. And if I get them a little higher, then a lot of times I can get all the top guns and at least one of the sides. So it's a pretty effective arrangement. I think it seems better than certainly flat. I have seen people take this to the extreme where like every turret is on a different tiered level and all that, and I don't want to go that route, but I think that's too much. And then I have a bunch of little turrets. I know that they're set up for like anti-missile defense, and I think I've like anti-missile defense or small drone, like tiny drone defense. I know they aren't very good singularly, but I think in mass they might be effective. So good, hopefully, for dealing with rockets. Now this I used to have, so on another ship, here, this guy. So now on this guy, this I built in season 3. I would sure like to get this. There we go. And it is, they have a similar aesthetic. They're kind of similar, sort of blocky. They got the thrusters on the side, the guns in the front. It's not deliberate. It is it's kind of like, you know, if you have an algorithm and you give it the same sort of input, you'll get the same sort of output. So the algorithm being the way I think, right? And the input is requirements for combat, and then of course the context is the game. So basically the way I think hasn't really changed. So, and the way I build is kind of what it come down to. So building for specifically for combat meant that I used larger, chunkier blocks to provide more defense. And I got this sort of, I think it's a neat design. So using the same philosophy to, like, I completely started from scratch and I ended up with something that looks, I think, very similar. Anyway, where I was going with this is here. So in this design, I have some little anti-missile turrets here, and I have this light here. There's one on the other side, and they are tied. There's an event controller inside that monitors those turrets' ammo level. Since they aren't conveyor fed, I have no way, like, I can't be sure that they always have ammo in them. So, and I don't want to check inventory all the time. And I don't know, I didn't use these things for a long time because they're such a pain in the ass, these little turrets, to reload and stuff, even though they do carry a ton of ammo. But, oh, goodbye. But what I discovered was with the event controller, I can basically save myself a lot of like pointless double checking. And so now I have an event controller monitors the fill level, all my little anti-missile turrets. And on this ship, I just turned on a light. What I decided to do over here is I have set up an LCD that says ammo PDC, right? Those are the PDC guns. So that way, I don't have to pay attention to ever until that comes on. And I've got it set to like 3%, and they hold so much ammo that at 3%, when they're down to 3%, I've still got enough for probably, I don't know, another 3 or 5 engagements. It's still a lot. And I've done the same here. I went ahead and did the same with the other guns as well, right? So they have a dedicated event controller that'll pop those on and off. And I like that better than lights because the lights were fine when there was only the one thing to monitor, the actual turrets. And this was a more of a role playing playthrough over here. So like I would go to get in a fight or whatever. I was going back to a base. I was rearming, recharging, repairing, and all that. And I had like Izzy's inventory manager set up, so everything's got special tags, so all the cargo and the magazines will top up every time I dock. And over here, I'm not sure if we're gonna have the opportunity for all that. I know we're gonna set up the infrastructure, but I just wanted a separate. I know after about 10 waves on the Never Surrender, the time between waves, it kind of becomes like seconds as opposed to like in like the first wave start, like when you started, it gives you like 5 minutes, and the second wave, like when the first wave ends and the second wave starts, it gives you like another 4 minutes, and it goes down by the 10th wave. It's like wave ends and you've got 5 seconds or something like that. It seemed like. So I wanted something where I didn't have to go dock anywhere or do a lot of like inspecting the ship to see what's the status on this. So that's why I added the additional event controllers for the other weapons. So this one doesn't need to be here anymore. Now, and then I wanted maneuverable and fast, or at least high acceleration. So I put lots and lots and lots of thrusters. My personal fighting style is I like to pull up a lot, especially like I'll do a broadside to, this is the target, this is my ship. And a lot of people like to play like fighter style, which means like this. And I find that when I play fighter style, that's a great way to get hit a lot. So if I fly perpendicular, you still can get hit, but pulling up or down or diving down is most ships I design just tend to have more thrust in the definitely in the up, sometimes in the down direction, than the lateral directions. So for example, going left or right doesn't work. Like I can't do that as quickly for the designs that I make. And I also find that if you're going towards someone and you turn to the side, you're still approaching them. So as you head towards them, it gets easier. The weapons, your opponent's weapons get more accurate, right? So even if you turn to the side to miss, say, incoming fire, you're still closing the distance. So the weapons are still getting more accurate. And it can be difficult if their weapons get a lead on you. Now you're actually flying towards their incoming rounds. So you're shortening your reaction speed because you and the bullet are moving towards each other. And maybe some people can handle that just fine, but hello again. But for me, it doesn't work out well. So I do the like a broadside approach, right? As opposed to this, I realized I should have done like this. Anyway, so as opposed to a fighter pilot style, I'll do a broadside. So I'll go like this, and that way I have this powerful thrust on the bottom to let me pull up, because I found that when I was using that other ship, especially against ships that had like artillery or assault cannon, if I stayed at the limit of the range, which I know for a swarm of drones that may not be possible, probably isn't, but for bigger things maybe it is. I usually had enough time, as long as the ship was capable of it, to pull up so the shots would go underneath me. So that's why for this thing, because I knew it was going to be a little bit bigger, I really went heavy on the lifting thrust. So we got a bunch there, plus some islands in every direction. Should we run out of fuel or have conveyors damaged, we can still move. And then lots of gyros, so it can be, I don't want to say twitchy, but maneuverable. It was great when I first built it, and then I went back and converted a bunch of stuff to heavy armor, and it's less great. Okay, so I did do a once through pass. I didn't like I wasn't thinking clearly, and I kind of did all the outer edges the top edges, and I converted them all to heavy armor, like the shell on the front part, and then a tiny bit the leading edges and outer edges of the engine nacelles. So this right here, I think, is a problem, and it's a tricky problem. There are 3 conveyors here, and this is something I would like to try and solve. So what I have here, oh, and goodbye. That's armor. Let's see, we can do... Let's just break it. So what we have here is definitely a weak point. I flew this once last night after I built it, and just really quickly to see what happened. And what I discovered was that I got hit here a lot. And I think because the cockpit is right there. It's underneath this turret. And from an enemy that I'm flying towards, especially at this angle, like I said, they're shooting center of mass or possibly shooting towards control systems. This is right where they're going to hit if they're shooting at the cockpit. And that is indeed what got hit. And since there's, instead of armor there was a conveyor, it got blown up, which meant that this turret stopped working as soon as its magazine was depleted. This is where they were aiming. They took out the conveyors, which means this gun only had what was left in the magazine to fire, which that part worked out well. It meant this gun could fire for a while, even though it was cut off from the rest of the ship. And then the only other impact was it meant that the cockpit lost oxygen. Oh, and hello again. Welcome back. So I don't think, and I didn't think it was a good idea at the time, but did it anyway. I don't think having conveyors here is a great idea. And the only reason I did that is because I literally wanted to use this cockpit. I think it's a cool cockpit. I like the little screens up there. I just like it. Yeah. So, but I'm not sure how to make this work. Yeah, I'm really not sure how to make this work. So most of inside here. Oh shit, I don't want to go through that. Go through this one. Yeah, my. All right, yeah, so there was some space in here, under here, okay. But not a whole lot, but it wasn't, it's basically full of light armor. When I got done, I kind of filled it up with power systems, and then the empty space wasn't terribly useful. So this kind of area here, I've got some automation, and then just a couple extra blocks to make things airtight. So I have some options for where to put, say, like a cockpit block. For example, I could put the not sure why this is in my mind, but I'm thinking this is like the Type 1 cockpit. I could easily put this here. Put a conveyor from here down to the, because this is sitting on top of a conveyor. And I think you'll see it underneath. And that's that, you know. Shift this back here. Nothing else would need to change. Put a conveyor here. Could just kind of don't really like that cockpit. For some reason, that one inside a ship feels better than this one inside a ship. I don't know why. All right. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tear this one apart, and then when I figure out what changes I want to make, I'll go ahead and just spawn it in again. So here. There we go. All right, so there's, and you know what? Let's do this. Yeah. All right, there we go. So I think that's a little easier to see. Right, so there's this kind of area here. Now at this point, I think it's not airtight because those are the railguns. And oh, and goodbye. Yeah, just I'm a master at not compelling content. I can't help it. Oh, I've separated that one. Okay. Oh, goodbye. Let's do this. Just so I know it's supposed to be there. Right. These connectors here are actually for the thrusters on the bottom. The Bear network kind of relies on a central line that goes down the center and then branches off to whatever is necessary. So at this point, we come back, drop down, and the central line continues underneath. Everything, I think, up to about here. So then there's rows of reactors on both sides there. And they're configured like so. So you have the central line here, and then they come out and go down like that. Oh, and then these are the magazines for the 3 magazines for the railguns. So because the reactors go down to the thrusters, that means they're not airtight. So airtightness was a problem, which is why I ended up using cockpit. I would have preferred a bridge, but you know, the compromise I made. I just didn't see, with all the other, like everything else was more important. Wanting to have a bridge was like the least important. It was important, but it was the least important. And welcome back. Hello. So that was something I had to go. So I also wanted to be able to respawn on the ship. I do know enough about the never surrender scenario that it can be pretty hectic when you have lots of drones everywhere flying around. And I imagine it's just going to be a group of us. It's going to be very, very hectic. I don't know if the scenario scales to the number of players or not. And goodbye. I don't know. In and out, in and out. You're like a cat, whoever that is. So I don't know if the scenario scales to the number of players. So if it does, then that means it's probably going to start out almost instantly kind of hectic, just because of the chaos that's inherent in having, 4 or 5 people, or at this point I think there might be 6 or 7 of us. There's not a small number in the scenario, and so just having all those people trying to participate is going to lead to, I'm imagining, confusion, and a lot of talking over each other. Anyway, so spawning, which means it may be difficult to get someone to be able to help, like, hey, can I spawn on your ship and then jump off and fly to my ship or whatever. Because someone's maneuvering and you spawn on their ship, it's really hard to move around. Um, putting it mildly. So I wanted a spawn point on the ship, and I know I could simply put a survival kit sideways underneath here. That would absolutely work. I hate putting blocks sideways when there's a clear like orientation to them. It feels cheesy to me, and I know in the realm of cheese that's pretty mild, um, but yeah, that is still how it feels. That is how it feels. Which is why what I had done was I had a T here and then the survival kit here facing sideways there. And then this tunnel. Now, one thing I do think needs to be a requirement is I need to continue to have this up here. Well, I just placed light armor, but it's going to be heavy armor. This was an area that did seem to get shot a lot. So, which means the conveyor feed for this magazine, because there's a gun on top of that, has to come up right here. Which means these two blocks are not in a good position. But maybe I could put that one over there. Let's spawn in another one. I think that might work. Boop. All right, and welcome back. Oh no, we're upside down. There we go. Okay, so we want this guy. He is the defensive radar. All right, we're going to move him right there. The nice thing about copying blocks between the same blueprint is often they will keep their configuration. These are all heavy, so go here, there. It's not a guaranteed, but a lot of times they do. All right, yeah, so this is the defense block. Yeah. Yep. All right, so we want to move that to the side over here. And there's no guarantee they keep the configuration, but often they do. Often enough that it's worth trying. And I will put him like this. Honestly, I don't think there are many configurations anyway that I need to worry about preserving. But even just preserving the hotbar is nice. Okay, what do we have? Here we go. That's what I want. All right. Let's go inside and see. Does it? Oh, nope, it didn't. Well, sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. So this is, yeah, the radar. So we'll turn this on off. Turn that behavior on off. This is what allows, even if you don't use it to actually maneuver the ship, this allows your weapons to shoot at the maximum range of their ammunition. So the AI on, for example, these assault turrets, the setting. Okay, do they have a control panel? Well, the setting here, we'll just go here. For the assault turret, the range only goes to 800 meters. But if you have like the small grid assault cannon, um, which doesn't have a range because it doesn't have AI, the bullet will actually go to 1,400, so 1.4 kilometers. So if you throw a defensive block on grid, then these turrets have their range extended to 1.4 kilometers. I don't really see the reasoning for that, but that's how the game works. Anyway, all right. That's good. That's an improvement. So the next thing is, so that allows me, let's get rid of this just so I can see. So what I'm thinking then, the reason I wanted to do that is because all right, mirroring off. Boop. So I was thinking I would move this to here. Now I already have a T. I have mixed feelings about this war-torn armor. Like it is cool, but at the same time, I sort of often don't like it. All right. Anyway, I'm not sure. Turrets collision box. I'm not sure honestly what this gets me, but for a moment, that was my train of thought, was to put this bad boy here. So I will stick to the plan and put that there. All right. Oh, wrong one. There we go. That's like, why isn't it deleting? All right, so we'll put a T back over here. And we'll do the reinforced guy. There we go. Boop. All right, and now, say we'll get rid of him. And, oh, I already deleted it from this guy. Well, you're dead to me. What do you have? 4. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. Oops. All right, whatever. 46K. Nice. There we go. Oh. Ah, damn it. All right, let's do this. How we doing? And goodbye again. All right, man. I don't usually have that kind of in and out, in and out. It really is. Someone's a cat. I think there's a cat streaming. Yeah. Or watching. Maybe my cats are watching. All right, let's get. Jesus. Very good. All right, there we go. So I need the survival kit. All right, that should be it. Yep. So now I want this one here. Still not sure what the benefit was, but that is what I came up with. So we'll go with that. All right. I really like these pipes I have, but I don't really know if that's the best thing to have in an area that keeps getting shot. I'm going to keep them as long as possible, though. Okay, so that spot back there is not usable. Those are full. And there's plenty of room to expand if I want to. You know, if I want to add more automation, timers, and controllers and all that. If at some point I decide to actually use this in a more of a role-playing aspect. All right, so we can do this, right? Technically that side. Let's do that. There we go. Okay, so that frees up this spot in front right there. So I'm thinking all right, so that allows that maintains the connectivity between this magazine and oh yeah, I forgot. I guess got building repairs running. Between this magazine and the central conveyor line. So that's great. So what I'm thinking then is I'm actually going to just slide. I'm going to slide the cockpit and the LCD forward. I really don't want to. I guess 2 spots. I can drop a line down here. So now we're getting into something else. Don't like to do, and that is, so there's passages right now that come in from these doors, and the way they work is you walk in, you can see where you want to go right there, and you can see, oh, it's right here. Okay, that's fine. Or, oh, okay, that down there, that's great. And that's it. If you come in from the other door, it's the same thing. You can come in, Greebles, or that's my destination. You can jump right in, or you can come around to the door. Okay. If I move this all the way up here, then you come in, and you have a left and a right, and no indication of which way to go. All right, I was thinking there was another problem, but I guess maybe there won't be. All right, let's see. Oh shit. Got. I thought I had one already over here. Let's get rid of that. It's more damaged. Okay, so and then in and out again. All right, so and this is a nice little light. I like that. Okay, if I put cockpit here, and I'm gonna have to go. Oh man, I hate it. I don't want to use. I've got to though. There's no man. I don't want to use this one. I don't like it. Problem is, this is on top. That looks good. All right. This sucks. All right. Well, I guess there's no way around it. So I'll put that in there. All right. Part of the reason I didn't want to change is because I have all the hotbars set up. They're not terribly complicated, but you know, it's not nothing to configure them. All right. So if I do that, I no longer need a connection up here. All right, let's come over here and boop. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna need to bring in another copy. There are 2 broadcast controllers right here. Broadcast controllers, I think, yeah. And I think I'm gonna want to move one of them. All right, so just disconnect all of this. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Let's reconnect that. I just want it to be connected so all the things. Nope, that fucked it up. All right, well. All right, whatever. We'll get that one and I'll paste in another copy. So this guy is going to go right here. Boom. God, just don't like it. That's just always going to bother me about this ship. All right. Which means that one can go. And oh, you know what? I guess I can just let's do all right. So we've got groups, batteries, recharge, on and off, reactors, on and off. We've got thrusters and gyros on, thrusters and gyros off. Then we've got unlocks, switch lock the connector. And then I'll throw in shutting the doors. Okay. Then over here, O2H2 tanks, we're going to toggle the stockpile. And let's see what you had for this one. Oh, you went right to weapons. Let's see. Okay. All right. Then in that case, for the groups, we're going to do thrusters, backward thrusters off. We'll do hydrogen thrusters on off, and then backward thrusters off. Okay. So that's generally, so what I like to do is the things I need, like in priority of like what I need to do, especially on this first page to start up, is kind of the order things need to be done in: batteries on, reactors on, thrusters and gyros on, then disconnect, as opposed to disconnecting first and then turning everything on. Which in space actually is what I do a lot of the times, because of I don't bother to make my group names unique per grid. But in many of my early games, and most of the time I prefer to play on planets. So disconnecting very first thing is usually not a good idea, because I sometimes, and I forget, right, and I'll build a connector that's in the air, then I'll back up to it and dock, and it might be above, several meters above the ground. So the very first thing I do is unlock. The ship can fall. So the first thing I want to do is batteries on and thrusters and gyros on. So then when I unlock, the ship will not fall. Right. That's a lesson learned very early on. It may not be something I really need to worry about anymore, but I think it worked well for me. So In space, I don't usually do that, and also in scenarios where I have things that have the same groups, like this is just called the battery group, batteries. I do that on every grid. So almost by necessity, I need to disconnect first before toggling that, so I don't toggle every other connected vessel. But in space, it's not a big deal. And these days, even on the ground, it's not generally a big deal. I build things so they can land instead of docking off the side in the air. So yeah, it might be a little obsolete, but it's a pattern I like. I know where to look. So after the gyros are on, after thrusters gyros are on, after we disconnect, we'll shut the doors. I don't have those on the timer. I don't want to put them on a timer. Then I've got hydrogen thrusters on and off, so I can toggle it because this will do everything, and this will be just the hydrogen thrusters. So can think of it like toggling like taxi power, like low versus high power. Low power for taxiing, high power for fighting. And then this is reverse thrusters off. This will just kill everything, ion and hydrogen. And then this is also for the tanks. And usually the rightmost stuff is stuff that like should only have to do it like once. Technically, I guess that's the same as like batteries. You're not going to toggling those back on and off again. But anyway, it makes sense to me. Okay, so that's cool. That's changed. That's done. So let's see. We'll do. This is the main guns. I wonder if. Kind of think I should switch that. I'll put this as page 2. Hey, Robert. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, we'll do this as page 2. So page 2. First things first, get that defensive block on and get the AI behavior on. Then we'll want turrets on and off and cycle subsystems. I really like using that. That's really useful. Here will be the defensive PDCs and same thing there. And there are so many of these on the ship. Usually, if a ship only has like 1 or 2 turrets, I'll add on, like if this only had 2 assault turrets, like this slot, these 2 slots would be manually control each turret. But for ships with a lot of turrets, I don't do that because I find it's confusing for me to be like, oh, I controlled a turret, but there are 30 on here. I don't know which one it is. So I don't have a sense of like where on the ship am I shooting from, which can make it hard if I see a target and I want to shoot it manually, and then I control a turret and I'm like, I don't have any way to know where I am on the ship, and I can't figure it out quickly, so I don't know where to look in the sky. So for lots of ships with lots of turrets like this one, I don't bother. So I just use them as a collective. Oh, and someone else's back, or maybe that's you. Oh, I guess maybe no, it is the second person. Oh, hello, person number 2. Welcome. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do there. And I'll configure, let's see. Yeah, this will be weapons. And then this will be power. But I have weapons and power. Okay, yeah. Okay. So then we'll get to the railguns. Okay. So then here we'll jump to here and we'll do let's see. First things first. Railguns on and off. I think I'm going to change this up. No, I'm not going to change it up. All right, so here, oh, on and off, huh? Oh yeah, on and off. Interesting. Okay. And I've grabbed the wrong one. I want the weapon block. So I'm going to hit that once. As long as I'm in the seat, it knows I'm trying to manually control the guns. So we'll do this. View, view, and view. So these are cameras 1, 2, and 3. They're on the front from left to right. And then directly below each one is gun 1, 2, and 3. So then we'll go here, on, off, and on, off. And what? That does not make sense. That's, oh, weird. Okay, whatever. So in most, like if I'm fighting a big ship, obviously I'll just leave them all on, right? Hit the target with all three. But again, since this is for more of a weekend of getting pissed off at programming blocks working today. All right. Well, yeah, I know how that feels, man. I hope you got it sorted out. Whatever you're working on. The programmable blocks can be fun and a challenge for sure. Yeah. All right. So I do have the individual toggle because, again, fighting drones 3 is probably going to be overkill, and I think most of them are so small. Even the large grid drones, I think, are so small that getting a hit with 3 at the same time is really unlikely. All right, what else do we have? Oh, and then stabilizer. Okay. And then here, so this is a little weird. On some ships, what I'm able to do is I'll set up a group of gyros that are the stabilizers. And this is a ton of gyros. So I don't know why it doesn't work here, but what you can do is, like, on a lot of small grid stuff, maybe it's just because it's not a small grid. Oops. Where is this guy? This is a really good example. So in this ship, gyro is 5x. So yeah, this is stabilizer. Okay, gyro. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 gyros. 5 of them are in the stabilizer group. So what happens is, when I want to shoot something, if I switch to the camera, right, and then I zoom in, it can be really hard to aim precisely, right? If I hit this, oh, they don't work now. There we go. Interesting. I think Keen's made a change. Yeah. So anyway, you turn on the stabilizer, and then everything moves a lot more slowly, which makes, precise targeting work better. But here's the thing: if you stop moving, I can't start moving again. And that's what I was seeing with the big ship. So it's almost like the physics system has there's an idea called going to sleep. It's an optimization where the game engine will say, this thing is so close to not moving, it's effectively not moving. So I'm actually not going to simulate physics anymore. I'm just going to stop it. And it looks like maybe what is going on here. And it didn't used to do that, because I could be here stationary, turn it on, and then move to do my precision aiming. And now it's like I've got to be moving and then turn it on, and then I've got to keep moving. See, I paused too long doing my mouse swipes there, and now the ship won't move anymore, so I got to pop it off. And there, this is not, oh, that's ugly. And see, there it goes. So as soon as I get to the end of the mouse pad, and I got to reset move my mouse again, the ship stops moving. I don't like that. One more change. More change that they've made. I don't know when they made. I don't know when that change happened, but so anyway, so now I'm at the point where I have so few, and it still does the same thing. So, and I tried it all the way down with 1 gyro. So this thing's got, like, does this tell me? Oh, 40 gyros. 40 gyros, and one gyro on override is enough to immobilize this thing, which shouldn't be the case. Anyway, okay. Oh, you put me back there. All right, so here we go. So we got the main guns, we got the turrets. Right, so we want the tactical mobility of the jump drive. Why am I... Whatever. G. Tried making a patrol craft that would return to base for refueling. The thing just kept getting stuck or crashing. Like collision avoidance was fried. So you said programmable blocks earlier. I'm guessing you meant the AI blocks. If you're trying to do that with programmable blocks, I'm pretty sure it's possible. But damn, that's a big lift. But you know, it's funny you mentioned that the patrol block, the vehicle wouldn't patrol, because I had the same problem. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah. You got to use the AI blocks plus the event controllers and the timer blocks. I tell you, when the automations update was in development, I really thought that was going to be a game changer. I was super optimistic. I know that like console players, like the game came to console players a couple years ago, but the game on the console is extremely limited, right? You can only have like 3 planets. The play area is small. The PCU limits, if you use those, are really low. And most critically, I think, is that programmable blocks are purely decorative on console games, on the console platforms. They don't run code because you're not allowed to run custom code on like Xbox and all that crap. So they, like, console players don't have access to all these great scripts that we use. So I thought with the advent of the AI blocks, event controllers, of course we already had timers, that would just change the game. But they would really open up automation possibilities to console players and to PC gamers that weren't programmers, because if in this condition do that is and a lot of people most people can understand that, right? So you can add simple automation to your ships and do really cool stuff. So excited about that. And then the update came out, but the AI blocks they're unreliable as hell. Hate them. Absolutely hate them, because like you said, like you noticed, you pull your hair out. You can spend 6 hours in a game working on them, and you're not even successful. It's not like I spent 6 hours getting this thing to work. I spent 6 hours and it sort of works. Yeah, man, I feel your pain on that with the AI blocks. It's just, oh man, what a letdown. And I know they've had a lot of bug fixes occur to those blocks since they were released. I don't know, man. I don't know. I that's such a disappointment. I really thought those things were going to change the freaking game and open it up to open up automation to the players, and they just did. I'll let down. I still try and use them though. And I'm not trying to cast aspersions on the developers or anything like that. It's just the frustration of the scenario. Like, programming is complicated. I get it. I have intense respect for the programmers at Keen. I know I gripe a lot about what they do, or about the problems with the game. And I know, like, I get it. Like, I'm a programmer. I get it. I totally get it. It's still frustrating though, and understanding only goes so far. Like, it's a two-sided coin. You can be understanding, but at the same time you can be frustrated. So yeah, I get you, man. I totally get you. Those blocks are just The main purpose was to have 2 drones be mobile I could take into battle, and then when done they would dock No chance of that, even on a fixed base. Yeah, I got you, man. I totally got you. Like, I don't know what else to say, right? They're just, the word is unreliable that I always use to describe the blocks, and I get so much pushback from that that it's so frustrating. I'm like, well, then publish a damn guide on how things work, because clearly I'm doing everything wrong, and clearly a lot of people are doing everything wrong because they don't freaking work. Like they're just, like, you can get them to work maybe sometimes if you're lucky, and then you, like, the wind blows different and they don't work anymore. So I 100% get where you're coming from on that, man. The game that I'm working on this for, the Never Surrender scenario, there's going to be about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 of us playing, and one guy wants to build a carrier ship and have a bunch of parasite drones that launch and fight the Never Surrender drones, and then when they get damaged or whatever, they come back, rearm, refuel, repair, go out again. And I think it's going to be very difficult, and if he can do it, that's going to be awesome. Mostly because it means now there's someone I can ask to say, how do you do it? And let's see, do behavior on off, and then we'll do set grid position. So what I've got here is I've got drone movement on and off, and then this is the basic follow block, I think it's called, or whatever. I renamed it. I forget what the hell it's called. It's one of the AI basic ones. Basically, it's the one that'll follow you, right? Follow player, follow home. Follow home, follow. Oh, that's it. That's the one. There we go. Oh, it's interesting. Okay, that setting got lost. So yeah, so what you can do, like, one thing I like about this, which does sort of seem to work, is you, like, it will follow the player. I've seen that. It'd be kind of funny to have a battleship follow me, but whatever. But what you can do is set a home position at, like so. And if you click this, wander when idle, like did like that. Then once it's within limit, there's a range limit. Well, once it gets to wherever it is home, wherever it feels it's made it there, it will then randomly move around in this area from 0 to 2,000 meters away from that location. So my thinking is here, down here, block on and off, behavior on and off, and then set grid location. And so that sets a home. So you can do that with that wandering thing. You can do with a home beacon, or like the player position, or the grid itself's position. So basically I can hit that and it'll just kind of loiter in that area but keep moving around. And that just seemed like a good idea, so I did it. All right, well, it's configured. Oh man, I hate. All right, so now I can get rid of that corridor, that corridor, that corridor, and even this light. It's way back here. So armor, it's fine, and do that. Okay, so my thinking here, oh, I have the light right here, huh? All right, let's move this one. Get the colors, and we'll get, can I get the configuration? Light survival kit. Yeah, that's the one. Copy all. 5. And there it is. So we've got that. Fill that one. So then here, one around light. So now we're going to paste, copy, paste. I didn't see the light color change. Survival kit. Oh well. Let's do like so. Let's see, yellow light and an orange hallway. That's yeah. All right, fall off. We'll do 2.75. Intensity will be 1. Yeah. Cool. Question is, can I actually spawn here? Or will it try and spawn me here and say like, oh, that block is occupied? Spawn me outside the ship. I don't know. Okay. But. All right, quarter around. Do that one right there. That one can go. All right. So this right here needs to be, I'll do like that. All right, so now that gun has food. And 1, 2, 3. So that was the problem I was trying to solve all this time. Because I had some conveyors right there. And that just didn't work out for me well. 1, 2. There we go. Yeah, I love the idea of drones that'll fly around and dock and all that. I even built one recently. I haven't tested it at all. Basically because I found a design flaw with the docking connector, the way I designed it. But oh, but there we go. But it makes you wonder if they're going to get it right in SE2 or just not even try. Yeah. It does. I'm despite everything I said about being optimistic and then being let down, signals update. I'm actually still optimistic for SE2. Um, if only because it's when you re-implement something, which is effectively what they're going to do, right? They're going to take what they have and they're going to re-implement it with the new engine and all that. When you re-implement stuff, it's easier. You can usually do it better. Doing it better, the process of doing it better, like designing the software better. A lot of times you fix bugs that you run across as you're redesigning it, and then a lot of times in the redesign, if you can actually redesign it better, you'll also fix bugs that you didn't even know were there, and you may never know, or you may discover as you, because this happened to me. Like I'll go through and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna redo this thing for for whatever reason. As I'm doing something, I'll come across some code and I'll be like, wait a minute, the way this is written, if this and this happened, then that'll happen. That's not desirable. Wow, I didn't even know that. I've never seen that before. So so I'm optimistic, but we'll see. Um, I don't expect that stuff's going to be for a while though. I mean, I feel like I'm not sure why, if this is just like a gut feeling or if they've actually said as much in like their roadmap, but I have a feeling that like the automation blocks are going to be some of the last things they work on. Um, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just a feeling that I have. Um, just like I think the mechanical blocks of pistons, rotors, hinges will be. I think they'll be some of the last of like the core blocks that they'll add in to the game. Like I think once they have like all the basics, all the, you couple cockpits and your building blocks and all your thrusters, your gyros, your weapons are working, like all that stuff. I think that's like after that is when they'll get to like the mechanical blocks. So they'll probably be um like in the grand scheme of all the blocks, core blocks are here, and then over here to here is like all the decorative blocks, right? Will come out over time, and then right here I think is where the in between those is, I think that's what the mechanical blocks will be, and I think that's also about probably the same area where the automation blocks will occur. Uh, we'll see though. I'm optimistic, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, see what happens. And that's kind of how I feel about SE2. SE2. I'm still like I'm optimistic to see how it continues to develop, but we'll see what happens. Personally, I don't like SE2. I think it's very pretty, but there are already, I can't say a lot. There are already a few mechanics in there that I absolutely hate. I just do not like them. It's very frustrating to see them because they used to be in SE1 and then they were removed because they were terrible and they introduced problems. And I think I'm optimistic to see how that's handled, right? And if that's addressed. I think it will be. I think there's a plan. Like I said, I'm optimistic. I don't really know, right? I just from reading like the newsletters and all that, it just seems like there's a good plan, right? So we'll see what happens. Yeah. I think that for really honestly for SE2, the biggest turnoff for me is that even though it's a quote unified grid system, which a lot of people wanted, or at least there was a lot of noise about people wanting for the longest time, to me, it really feels like the unified grid system is really just everything is small grid, but oh yeah, we have large grid blocks if you want. Because of the builds that I'm seeing, like on the workshop and on the highlights and all that, they're all basically like, well, we built this with small grid and then the little micro grid blocks. And like, I don't want to do that. I see things that are like, oh, we built a bed out of the detail blocks, which are like half the size of a small grid block, and like, we built this ship is cool because it has stairs. Look how they built stairs out of the detail blocks. Buddy, I don't want to build stairs. I don't want to build stairs out of detail blocks. I don't want to build beds. Like, I don't want to build the literal furniture. I want a block that is the furniture that I can just put where I want it. Like that's just too granular for me. So like, and that's what I see a lot of the SE2 stuff looks like that so far. It's these people who like to build either massive things in large grid blocks or very big things in small grid blocks in SE1, right? And they've migrated to SE2 and it's like the same skill set. And I'm like, I'm not interested in armor shaping. Like for like, it's just too much. I don't want to do all that. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think right now, like it seems plausible that it might be because like not all the blocks are in the game, and such. So there's not really a reason to build anything quote large grid. I don't know. We'll see. Again, this is another like we'll see what happens with SE2. It's not. Anyway, this is a drone I was talking about. It what it does, it's actually got 4 conditions represented by each one of these lights. Hydrogen worn, so it's out of fuel. So this will do, I believe it is parting. Oh. So repair. So if it's damaged, low on ammo, low on electrical power, or low on hydrogen fuel. So those 4 conditions are what it'll patrol and then return back. I mean, that's how it's been designed. Never tested it because, like I said, I found there's a flaw with the way this connector. It's a small connector and it's recessed, which means there's no way it can dock to a large grid without like a cumbersome adapter or some shit. Anyway, um, yeah, I think it's a really cool idea. Oh, I do need to move this because otherwise we'll come in and have to do this weird little loop to get to here. I don't want to do that. Okay. Fortunately, there's nothing. This thing's not even on. So that's cool. So we can just get rid of that. And whoop, we can put this one. Put it here. Like that. Yeah. The back of this is really nice. That's some really nice greeble right there. As like you can put that. It looks good. It's good stuff. All right, there. And since we're here, I'm gonna turn this one around. Boop. Nice. Awesome. So now, let's see. So get in here, grab the color. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna come in. We've got. I'm gonna use a T because I want to be able to see that thing. Yeah. Think. Yeah, and we'll do this way, so I can see that thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Come in here, and then so these will be empty. Just be it'll be empty. So this will be a curve. These curves are fucking gorgeous. All right, we'll get another T and then another T. Damn, I didn't expect it's gonna be all T's. A lot of T's. All right, so we got a corridor down here. Got our exit. So when we come in, boom, you can see where you want to go right there and jump in. Likewise on the other side. You're like, that's what I want to do. And then these, because it's a spaceship and you need to have control panels everywhere. So yeah, that's awesome. All right, cool. So really the solution was to use the other cockpit. I mean, that's really what was the limiting factor there. Let's set the main cockpit. We don't need horizon and altitude. Thrusters, gyros, yes. Inertial dampeners, yes. And target locking, yes. All right, there we go. Yep, that's definitely what was needed. Now I don't have a light over here anymore, but it's fine. All right, so let's preserve this. Copy that. 10. Gun. Place. All right. I think they have a pretty full plate with water dynamics. They're so focused on that. What the name is space engineers, not water engineers. Yeah, I've seen people say the same thing. I think the same thing was said when they had planets, when they introduced planets. They're like, it's space engineers. Planets. Playing on planets is not playing in space. Um, that part doesn't actually bother me, but I think you're right. They are definitely have their hands full with the water stuff. Um, oh, all right, let's throw the projector right here. Yeah, they're definitely have their hands full with the water stuff. I don't know what to say about that. We'll see. The progress they've made is great. I'm optimistic, but it's going to be really if they pull it off, it's going to be a really impressive feat. I am optimistic based on some of what I've seen. My current concern and the reason I remain like in a wait and see state is because like water's complicated and there's nothing else in the game yet as far as like that. That's not literally true, but there's very little else in the game yet, right? You can build, like, they don't even have like all the blocks, like all the thrusters, like the guns don't work. Like, there's very little else in the game. So getting water to work and look nice, you have a lot more space to play with as far as like memory availability, CPU, um, GPU, like all that stuff. So you can get it to look good if you're not doing anything else. And right now, the game, there's not much else going on. Like there's no processing, there's no conveyor networks. Like there's literally nothing else. It's just like a movement physics sim, which is pretty low, you know, demand, and that's it, right? I guess having the vehicle construction system, it's not trivial, but still. So, and then on top of that, like the water progress looks great. Where it is right now, I still don't think is good, you know. So if they keep making the progress like they're making, it'll become good. I believe that. Like I'm optimistic for that. Um, but the biggest thing for me is wait and see. Does it stay looking good? Presuming it gets to looking good. Like right now, the most impressive thing is that it actually works. They have water. It's in the game, or they're testing it, right? It's working to a degree, right? You can float on it. You can go underwater. Things move when they're underwater. Some things float. You can remove, you like put a hole in a container and it leaks water. Remove the dam and the water, like this stuff's working. It doesn't look good yet. It doesn't look great. It's still problematic, right? But they're making fantastic progress. So that's really encouraging, and I'm optimistic that they will continue, right? I'm hopeful that they'll continue, and then I very much wait and see, like, does all that stuff remain as good once the other systems get in place, right? And I foresee that that will be for me the big difference between the two games. Um, I have no intention of really permanently switching to SE2. Um, all the mods that I've written aren't in SE2, and I use the mods that I've written because I like them, right? Because that's how I want to play the game. Um, to me, it's just a different game. You know, it's a different game, same core DNA, but it's a different game. So, I'm very much let's wait and see. You know, I'm hopeful it'll be good, but we'll see. You know. Okay, I wanted to update repair projector, but I don't want to be in the build and repair field of that base over there. All right, it does feel a little sluggish. That's fine. As soon as I get this projector updated, I'm gonna pop it into a never surrender scenario and see. Yeah, they definitely focused heavy on that water. I mean, that's a huge selling point, right? That they had. You know, it's a thing like that, and the unified grid system, and then a general, it's prettier. Like those are like the three big promises, right, of SE2. So we'll see what happens. You know, the prettier part, I think they got that down. Like it does look great, and the screenshots and stuff they've shown from like the planets, and the way they've got the improved terrain generation with the, you know, erosion and cave systems and all that. Like, man, it looks fantastic. I like that is when I play SE1, that's going to be the part that I miss, or that I don't know what the right word is, but that I will feel the most pain on is like, oh man, but SE2 looks so much better. It looks so much better, you know, it looks so much prettier. Uh, we'll see what happens. All right, so now the projector's been updated. We'll do the final update here. Place. All right, and then with that, let me check All right, yep. All right, let's clean up. So one thing I don't like to do, I don't like to leave, like in a build world, I don't like to leave things in place. Not things that I'm working on. Like this is just here to provide a build and repair field, just kind of in this area. And this is an exception to the rule that I'm talking about because I don't really care about it too much. But if I'm working on something in a build world, once I'm done working on it, whether I'm done or not is not the point. Once I'm done working on it, I update my blueprint and I delete it. And the reason is because sometimes I bounce around between different worlds and I'll build in different worlds, or I might be working on something that I'm also using in like a playthrough. And I don't want to get into a case where I have two different things like that's involved in two different directions, you know, and then have to reconcile like what are the changes I made, and it's, you know, and which one did I actually blueprint and which one is not, you know what I mean? So I don't like to leave things out. I've had that happen in the past. All right, new game. Never surrender. There we go. Customize. And you don't have any choices when you first start. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to test ship. Start. Yeah, we'll start in space with a space suit. All right, creative tools. And dragon. Boop. All right. That is the bottom. And yeah, so Robert, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about this, but basically I'm playing the Never Surrender scenario with a few friends, and we are basically starting out as a survival playthrough. Like it's the Never Surrender scenario, but oh, that must not have checked since the last time. Oh shit. Anyway, we're playing. There's a couple of us, and we're doing like a survival playthrough where we're going to build up our industry, and then when we're have enough industry, we'll build big ships, and then we'll go out to the space base and play the scenario, see how far we can get. So that's what this design is for. We are kind of at the point now where we're industry's getting up there, and we're starting to look at building something. So I want to have something useful. All right, so let's see. 8, I believe, was reverse thrusters. Yep. There we go. They knew they wanted to do water from the start, so I'm sure the game engine was written from the start to manage their plan with water dynamics. I agree. I 100 agree. Um, I don't think that mitigates any of the concerns that I was mentioning earlier. I think it is the baseline requirement for them to even do the project in the first place. Yeah. Water is like multiplayer. It's not something you just kind of add after the fact. You know. Yeah, 100%. I agree. They I'm sure when they were redesigning the physics engine that they needed to account for that because it was part of the original design. But it's still a case that it's easy to fool yourself, or I'll say, yeah, I'm not sure really the right word, but it's easy to get the wrong idea, I guess maybe is the right way to put it. If you when you're working on water, especially things like flowing water and draining water and, you know, all the rest of it, if you don't have any of your other game mechanics in, especially ones that are demanding on the sim, you know, and that's what my concern comes from. But I'm very much wait and see, right? So I'm optimistic. All right, left side. All right, 4 minutes. So here we go. Push the button. All right, we push it a bunch of times. 2 seconds. So I don't know if that will actually launch a bunch of waves at once. Not. Oh, I'm gonna make sure the guns are on. They are. Oh, there we go. All right, we'll turn the forward thrusters off. Is that them? Did I miss it? Might have. Hey, I don't know. What's up? I've been talking about you guys. No names, of course, you know, to preserve the guilty. No, save the innocent. No. Robert, this ship does not burn much hydrogen. I'm not really sure what gave you that idea at all. Yeah. Oh. Well, I don't know, popped in and now. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I am working on, I'm testing a design that I plan to build in our Learning to Survive game. I mean, our Never Surrender scenario game thingy. There we go. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Look. It still has enough ion thrust, you know, in every direction that it can move a little bit. Start collecting. You mean collecting ice? Where are the bad guys? Hmm. We'll push the button again. Beep, 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 beep. This is annoying. This is something I have encountered before, is that I think one of the drones, what's happened is one of them got hit and got knocked away. And so now it's drifting, but it's still alive. And so the game is like, nope, you're not done with the wave yet. And I have no way to know where it is. That's a mayday. Oh, we're just going to go ahead and delete things? Oh, okay. All right, well. Doop. Boop. What's that? Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I could pull my weight when we start our scenario. Wave incoming. Okay, great. Beep, 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 beep. No, it didn't start it. Damn it. What is it waiting for? Encounter. Oh, let's get rid of that. That's me. Oh, okay. And that's, all right. What do I need to add a drill or two for? No, I like to specialize. The ship that I've currently got in the game that we're doing, it's it's like a tunnel boring machine, so it's pretty big. So I know you guys have you saw it last time, but it grew a fair bit since since I was hanging out in the area of operations. Um, and I just picked up a bunch of ice, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Well, I guess. Well, I'm not sure what I'm waiting for. I deleted the things. I guess I'll go pick this up every minute. Yeah, I thought so too, but I also thought it told you, like in the top left, I thought it said like, next wave in, 1 minute or 2 minutes or whatever. Oops. Oops. Wrong button. All right, what do we got? We got nothing. Oh, that's disappointing. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right, let's head back. Get you. There we go. There we go. Mayday, mayday, and a spur. Cool. I guess, I don't know. Yeah. Wave 2 incoming. Defend the... Okay. Well, thank you, Robert. Yeah, I think I'm happy with it. See how well it performs. I don't like that. I mean, I'm happy with this so far, yeah. Oh, there's asteroids. We should probably not hit those, huh? Ah. Oops. I mean, you know what? I think that worked. All right. Well, so I don't know. I've been wondering about how we might plan to handle repairs and stuff. Because once the waves start, I think later on there's not much time between the waves, right? So, um, kind of wondering what the idea is there. My concern with this design is that it's a solid block. There's no interior space. I th there's a there's a tiny bit of interior space, and most of that I just threw in some like light armor block to preserve airtightness. Um, that was before I just put a cockpit inside. But I'm not sure some of the stuff I'm not sure I can actually get to, and that might be a pretty bad flaw in this. Quantum induced drones could resupply and repair. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious to see how his drones work. I was just talking about that earlier. Um, we're talking Robert and I were talking about how difficult drones are to get working in the game, and how difficult it is to get the to work with the AI blocks, because they're very unreliable. So I'm I'm really interested to see what he does, see if he can pull it off, because that'll be really cool. That'll be really cool. As long as you don't get major damage. I see. So is does he plan to have like welding drones? Because I've never seen that. That'll be cool. Oh, there's a problem. Okay, here we go. Beep 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 beep. I don't think that works. I think it only launches the one wave. Yeah, may need to suggest that, or come up with an alternate solution. Like I don't care one way or another. I was just curious if anybody had thought of that. I haven't really been thinking about that, so all right, let's do this one first. Oh, all right, well, that did not explode as much as I really thought it should have. Take over the drone to repair. Oh, oof. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm open to it though. There we go. Wave in 1 minute. That's what I thought it did every time. I guess not. So what I'm doing here is basically playing a bit to see where the damage kind of accumulates. You know, right now the most of the forward area outside is wrapped in heavy armor, um, and that may be more than necessary. So, like if I play a bit and I notice that I'm never like say like the engine nacelles have a bit of heavy armor on them, but if I'm never really getting hit there, you know, maybe I can consider converting that to light armor. You know, it'll be make the ship a little more maneuverable, a little faster. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I still think it should have blown up better though. Mayday. I'm curious what the original thinking was for how this scenario was supposed to play out. Um, there's a couple of little. There's a defensive area there, just going off the screen to the left. It's got a turret and a decoy, and then there's one over there in the distance as well. And then there's the main facility here, which, and all three have like one turret, one decoy. That's it. And then there's like a tiny little fighter down there. And like I know the way we're doing it on in the other game, we're basically doing like a survival playthrough to get established. And I'm kind of wondering, like, was that the original intent, or did they think you would just play with this little fighter and be able to, you know, survive with 30 or 60 seconds or 4 minutes between waves? Like, I don't see how that can happen. Let's get these guys off. There we go. How are we looking? We're all right. I think most of the explosions that I see on the ship are actually from like me shooting myself. So I'm not worried about that. And I don't see, let's see, I don't really see any damage. It doesn't help having the damaged armor skin, but I don't really see any damage. So that's good. That's reassuring. Let's look at the bottom. Oh, there's a little bit. Oh, okay, I should look at the front. Still, that's not bad. It's like tiny bit. Yeah, a couple hits on the bottom there. That's a little surprising. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, you still have not used the build and repair mod. Yeah, it can be on a mobile grid. Absolutely. Um, a lot of servers that have PvP will often limit the number of build and repair mods you can have for exactly that reason. Um, yeah, reaching the level 100 achievement. Yeah, I like that idea. There's a 1000 achievement as well, but I was thinking about that and I was like, at 4 minutes between waves, if each wave took no time, but you just had the 4 minutes between, that's 4,000 minutes. That's a lot of hours. But 100 is probably reasonable, right? But yeah, I'd love to get that 100 achievement. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I think there's a 10, 100, and 1000. All right, let's do 6. Is this that same turd? I think it is. Yeah. Come on, come on, come on. This sucks. All right, here we go. Oh, shit. Here we go. Ah, I suck. That's fine. All right, cool. Oh, hello, third person that joins. Maybe take shifts. That might be a good idea. Hey guys, gotta go to work. Hold down the fort. I'll be back. Oh my god. Hmm. Oh, we're in range. Oh. Oh, just missed it. Yay. He's still there though. That's disappointing. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, resupply. I think for resupply, if people build, like if we build out a like a like a base, like we'll have, like I think someone's building like a mobile base ship, right? So we can dock to that, and we have Izzy's inventory manager. A lot of us have Izzy's inventory manager running, so should be able to pull the like ammo and fuel and all that quickly enough. Definitely might have to do that and like, okay, I'm gonna go get resupplied this way if you guys hold the fort, and then kind of rotate out. That might be necessary. It was really more the repairs that I was kind of wondering about. Anything more than superficial damage might be pretty tricky to handle. Someone gathering? You mean like gathering like ice and stuff? Oh, Jesus, yeah. That might be an option. That yeah. All right, Robert. We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out, man. Oh no. I didn't put air in this thing. There we go. Air problem solved. It's got air tanks. I didn't put any air in it. Yeah, right there. All right. Let's wave in 1 minute. Yeah, we might have to do that. Have people rotate out to go collect ice or whatever. Yeah. Or build. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be like I was going to say or make sure we build some sort of like supply ship that has like lots and lots and lots of fuel on it, ammo and all that. Um, honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. That's for 100 waves for 4 or 5 players. Yeah. All right. I think that went well. A little more damage on the front. Hmm. Spur it antenna. Yeah. All right. Let's wave in 2 minutes. All right. Oh, I'm leaking. It's a shame. We were playing with ball turret drones. Basically, we built drones to fly to ships with ball can connect up to the hinge, and the turret controller takes over, turning off the gyros of the drone. Build drones to fly to ships. Interesting. So it sounds like you're talking about the drones. Oh, I thought I was moving. Look at that. That's some cool looking scrap. So the drones fly. The drones are ball turrets, and they fly like to our own ships, and then dock up. So like we have disposable ball turrets, and then as they get destroyed, another drone flies out and like attaches to replace it. Is that what you're saying? Oh, interesting. I've never tried a design like that before. Is that a new idea, or does anyone know how to do that, or do you have a design in mind for that? AI block nightmare. Oh, Jesus. Those two words should not be used together. That is not. I frequently gripe about AI blocks on these streams, so I think I've done it twice already this stream. Oh, 16 seconds. All right. All right, what are we defending? There it is. All right, reverse thrust off. Oh, here we go. 388, and it's not moving? 929, 828. These are moving very slowly. Huh. Oh, you have some designs that do that. Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, that's really cool. I had avoided using custom turrets, just to simplify repair, since the there's like since there's no build and repair, and we don't have the multi-grid projector. So I was like, ball grid subgrid turrets are a nightmare to maintain. But if that works, that's interesting. I'm excited to see how that works, or to see those in action. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That is an old thing. Oh, damn. Get you. I really feel cheated. That's embarrassing. All right, well, do it this way. It's Mayday. All right. Oh, wave 5 incoming. Okay, great. They need slight refinement aesthetics, but have full movement. That's really cool, man. I like to see that. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have a look. That's cool. That's such a neat idea. That's a very like anime type idea, you know? Well, let's see. I'm not below my threshold. I got 3 LCDs in the front in the center of the screen there that'll light up once I'm low, but 264. That's not bad. I started with 300 in every magazine. These started with 100 fuel, and the railguns had 200 each. So overall, I think ammo's doing pretty well. They're all set up with the special tag for Izzy's. So if we have a resupply ship, all I need to do is dock and wait a few seconds, and it'll pull in. It'll top off the ammo. But I should be good for a while. Every gun has its own magazine, so that's 300 shots per gun, plus the 6 or whatever that they hold internally. So I think it's all right. I think yeah, I think it'll be all right. And they're all conveyored as well. So if, for example, I'm low on ammo and there's not enough time, like say Izzy's takes a while to top off all the magazines, I don't need to have everything topped off, because if there's ammo anywhere in the ship, all the guns can use it. So I think I'll be all right. Let's see. What are you? Damn it. Oh, it's not charged. Oops. None of them are charged. Oh yeah, that's what the 3x in the little circle would mean. Talk about tunnel vision. Damn. Alright, I see some damage on the front there. Base 6 incoming. Alright, I see some signals over there. Head back to the place we have to defend. So far, a lot of the damage that I'm seeing really seems to be on the front and a tiny bit on the bottom. Oh, I guess I need that. It's easy now. Once they start firing back, I think it'll be more of a problem. We don't need him anymore. Alright, well. Guess we wait. So I can hop out. Something about these curb corridors are cool, but I'm sort of getting a feeling like, and I think this is just the way I've used them. There's like a weird traditional Italian architectural vibe going on there. Whoa! Let's see that earlier. I wonder what hit me. I don't think that's my own stuff. Hmm. So one thing I don't have on here is, I guess I do have plenty of cargo capacity because every gun's sitting on top of a small cargo, and the cargos are not packed full. They're set to store 300 ammo, 300 shots, and that's that. So there's still empty space inside. So one thing I don't have is like material to make repairs. So I'm wondering if that's something I should be doing. Like right now, I just have the admin tools on. So I'm not using resources or anything to make these repairs. So that's something I'm going to need to think about, keep in mind. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea to set teams to alternate rounds for repairs. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I figured something like that would kind of just evolve. Like, I figured we'd do something like that. I was kind of thinking like as people needed it, they would just, like, oh, hey, I need to step out. Everybody else would cover it. But having teams would work, probably better. So yeah, that's. Yeah. So all the things that I considered while I was designing this, accessibility for repairs wasn't one of them. And that's concerning. I really feel like that's going to bite. I don't have a lot of experience designing warships. I keep saying that because it's still true. um, I do think that this is probably one of my better ones, which isn't, I mean, it's a low bar, so I'm not saying a whole lot. Um, and my focus was definitely on, like, I wanted, you know, lots of firepower to deal with multiple small targets, maneuverable, high acceleration, and you know, survivable, jump drive, and you know uh, what the other thing was. But anyways, I think I think I got all that stuff pretty good. Um, honestly, especially for me. Like, I think as far as when I design warships, uh, the capabilities that I was keeping in mind, I think I actually met all of them pretty well. Um, one of the capabilities I was not keeping in mind, though, was that accessibility for repair. And since I didn't keep that in mind, I didn't design for that at all. So I'm worried about that. Most ships I make don't have that issue because I do keep that in mind. But most ships I make aren't warships either. So it's like, you know, yeah. Anyway. All right, here we go. Next wave in 1 minute. I don't even know what wave I'm on. I guess it doesn't really count if you use admin to repair. Yeah, alternating teams. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, this curve stuff, it kind of, like, I'm not sure where I saw it or where I picked up on it. Maybe it was Vegas, which is probably not the best reference, but it just feels like, I don't know, vaguely like Italian architectural style. Next wave in 30 seconds, but I'm already shooting at something. That's interesting. How's the damage look? Didn't I fix that? Hmm. Oops. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, they're shooting at me. Okay. All right, we got weapons and default. Let's go for weapons and weapons. Uh-oh. I'm hearing clanging. That's not good. Where did all that damage come from? Holy smokes. All right. Oh, some damage on the back there. Okay. The good thing, or the thing that I'm happy about, is that I've seen a fair amount of armor damage, but, like, I haven't lost any thrusters or gyros. which I'm very happy about. Um, and even over here, it's been, we're only on wave 7, but still, the armor's damaged, but this is actually the first block I think that's actually missing. Oh, interesting. Gravity collector to collect the floating stuff from the drones. Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. And collect all the ammo and spare parts and all that. A little bit of extra, basically, income, right? Yeah. Wave 7 incoming. I'm not super jazzed about this kind of um, this design, like with the slopes. But I put them like that for practical considerations, since we do have um, shot like deflection off of sloped armor. Thought that might help protect these side thrusters a little bit. Let's see. I would like. I think I'm gonna get a paint gun and change the armor skin just so that I can more easily kind of see what's going on. Oh, right. I don't have that mod, which means. Oh, maybe I should be steering since we're flying past asteroids. Oh, we're pretty far away too. Oops. Here we go. There we go. There we go. So do you know if spawning stops if you're not near the base? Because it sort of seems like it does. So if that's the case, um, that may actually solve a lot of problems. If we need to, if we need time to like repair and rearm and all that, then if it's an option to simply leave the area, then maybe we could set up a base on asteroid. Like I was 7 kilometers away just now, and it sort of seemed like it was waiting on me to come back. So that might be really useful if that is the case. I bet talking behind my hands in front of the mic, I bet you that works real well. What do we have down here? Oh, hmm. All right, 1 minute. Let's get. I'm trying to figure out. Um, oops. some of this damage, I'm trying to figure out, is that from like my own guns or from the enemy? Because I haven't really seen a lot of incoming fire. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It sort of seemed like that just now. So yeah, maybe if that's the case, we have a built-in way to sort of pause. Sweet. I just got some very good news. I'm excited. Um, I have a pre-solo evaluation flight coming up. That'll be on Thursday. Shouldn't be because turrets don't do. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think they damaged their own grids, but I haven't seen a lot of incoming fire. But I'm wondering if it's just too small, right? Because I know the camera positions itself based on the size of the thing that you're flying. So maybe because it's a big ship, my camera's pulled back, so I'm not seeing the incoming fire. Oh, there's a rocket. Oh, saw that one. Let's get in here and try and avoid those. Hmm. Yeah, shoot that guy. Are they crashing into me? I don't know. I'm really not sure. Like, I don't know. Okay, that damage there, that's been there. I keep meaning to get to that. We're not moving. Let's top out. Let's just get this real quick. So yeah, well, this was there since the previous battle. So let me get this cleaned up. So anyway, I just got my confirmation of my schedule for my pre-solo evaluation, which is great. That'll be on Thursday, which means maybe Friday, maybe sometime this week, I'll probably be able to do my first solo flight, which will be awesome. And then I can do really cool things like go to places and visit people. Because I also found out just recently that when you rent a plane, you only pay for the time you're flying it. So if you like want to go somewhere for the day, you're not paying for like 12 hours, you know, because you had it. It's sort of like renting a car, but only paying for the mileage, which is really cool. Because I was worried about that. I was like, well, great. That like now like it's still going to be prohibitively expensive to use this, but I just found that out like last week, so I'm really excited. Been trying to do this schedule this evaluation since last October, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is. It's finally here, so I'm excited about that. Plane, yeah, plane. Sorry, yeah, I forgot. There's other kinds of things that fly, huh? Yeah. All right. And this area keeps getting dented. I'm glad to see that blocks aren't missing though. So that's good to know. All right, what else? Anything else? Some of this down here. This damage has been here for a while. And with the tech industry having gone belly up, it sure would be nice if I could find a new career path. Unfortunately, if I want to go that route, it's probably going to be another minimum of 2 more years getting various certifications and building up flight time and all that. So that's not really a short-term solution. So I may end up driving Uber Eats or some crap. I really don't want to do that. Jesus. All right. So seems good. All right, we're pretty close. Nobody's coming. I mean, I kind of was not paying attention to the fight for a while, and Wave 8 is incoming in only 2 minutes. So interesting. Curious. I don't really understand. Oh, and no. Scout drone at 12 kilometers. This guy at 4. Let's swap these over to power. Wasn't there one down here? Turn off the braking thrust. Yeah, I thought there was something in the direction of the planet, but I guess not. So, and there's the thing I just shot. Pirate Scout. I think that's just a normal encounter, like a NPC encounter. I don't think that's part of the waves. It's way too far away. And there's some junk. Uber Eats by air. That would be so cool. It's funny you say that. I saw a video just the other day on YouTube. It was these workers on some very tall structure. I don't know if it was like those cranes that are like they're very tall and slender, and then they have a boom that goes out, and they're like used to construct like other cranes or I don't know office buildings that are a mile high and crap like that. And it's like these guys, and they're all standing on it. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and they're like latched in, you know, so they don't fall. Because but even still, it looks insanely precarious. And then from below, from the bottom of the screen, oops, I'm sure that sounded great. A helicopter comes up on the screen, and there's a guy hanging from a cable carrying a freaking pizza. And then the helicopter hovers over, and the guy delivers the pizza. And it's just literally kind of what they caption it. So something to the effect of, you know, like your Uber Eats is here or something like that. Okay. Oh, 1 minute. Okay. So when I tried this last night, I don't remember having this much time between waves. Like, I know I did have like 4 or 5 minutes between the first couple waves, but it felt like I got to wave 10 pretty quickly. And at that point, the delay between waves was literally 4 or 5 seconds. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Okay, is this incoming? It looks like outgoing fire. No, I see damage. Oh, that was a rocket. Oh, that's another rocket. Ow, stop. Oh, fuck. Ouch, ouch. Okay. Oh, no. Oh my god, I'm so terrible. Holy smokes. There we go. All right, who's the asshole with all the missiles? You gotta go. Oof. Whoa. That was very exciting. That just repaired all that. So, that's fine. We'll get them. Yeah, big boom. I love it. I hear machine guns. Oh, those are mine. Okay, that's good. Well, it's going in the right direction then. Yeah, a bigger ship. Yeah, I think so. I gotta be honest though, like this, I don't build big things. Like this is, for me, this is a pretty big ship. So, and when I built it, I was like, oh my God, this is so huge. Um, I guess it's not though. Oh man. Yeah, bigger ship indeed. I'm excited to see what you guys build. I know because you guys tend to build much bigger things than I do. Um, so I think that's gonna be really interesting. All right, center camera, center gun, and overkill. Oh, that's not cool. It was right where it's supposed to be. All right, I feel like I feel cheated, or robbed on that. You have no power systems? Why am I locking onto you then? All right, cool. Go back to weapons, and there it is. Try decoys and a couple of Gatling turrets set to just aim for rockets. Okay. Well, I do have PDCs. That's what these little guys are for. But I enabled them. Oh, shit. Well, there's a problem. All right. Let's try that. Okay, I need to remember that the blueprint, those things are not configured correctly. That I didn't realize that. They were supposed to have been targeting rockets all this time. That's what they're for. Let's go a little bit to the side and then jump out and... Oh, no. Holy smokes. I should probably start at the front. Part that keeps getting hit. I don't think I've really cracked the nut on decoys yet. I know with the warfare updates, the way they worked changed. And I know following that change, there were a lot of people, or I saw a lot of comments that they're not really effective anymore. However, I also think that whatever the reason people said that, I think that was addressed as like a bug fix. Um, but I've never really used decoys a whole lot. I've always wanted to do, the way I've always wanted to use decoys is basically like one of two of the following. Like I always wanted to make like decoy missiles, right? So instead of warheads, they're just full of decoys. So you fire them at a target as you're approaching. So they'll be ahead of you drawing fire. They'll have like lots of decoys, right? They'll draw fire and then you just diverge a little bit. You know, your target's here, you're here, fire the decoy, and then you come over here. And then their guns are looking that way and you're at the side shooting them. Um, I've always thought that would be fun to try. I don't think I've really ever given it a serious go at, implementing it. And then the other one is the other idea that I've always wanted to do, which I've built a few times, but I don't think I've ever used it in battle to see how effective it is. But basically, like do decoy droppers, which I think I got the idea from one of the original NPCs, the LCC3. Has two decoys on merge blocks on the back, and when you get too close, it drops the decoys and then accelerates to 100. And I've always thought it would be kind of cool to have a similar system, but with a welder, so you could, constantly be, welding up and dropping, decoys. The biggest drawback I think with that is that because space is big, so incredibly big, that anything you drop, first of all, it's going to have whatever velocity you have, and then even if you drop stationary, you'll probably leave the immediate vicinity so quickly that they won't ever be useful. And then if you do leave the vicinity, unless you have a battery on them, they'll get cleaned up. So that's part of the reason I've never really, like, I think I've built a couple systems, but it's been mostly like role play, like, oh, see, look, I have a decoy dropping system. But I've never really built decoys into anything. I did see a good example one time where someone had basically like, they had like a heavy armor, like this heavy armor wall here, and then they had decoys behind it to draw fire into that armor. Oh, that was pretty cool. That was a workshop build. I think I saw someone reviewing. It was really nice. But I don't usually think about that. I'm not in the habit of thinking about that yet. When I'm at that stage of building. Oh no. I need these. They're the things that tell me when I'm out of bullets. Oh my gosh. How are we doing? Wave 10 incoming. Okay. Are we okay? No, we're not. Jesus. Oops. All right. Still incoming. See, they've been incoming for a while now, and like I tried this last night, and granted I didn't get very far, but I did get to wave 10 a lot faster than it took me in this game. And when I hit wave 10, I had like a 3-second delay. So wondering, oh, and I'm 15 kilometers away from the base. I wonder if that's the trick. Is that what it takes? You just leave the area and then the game waits for you to come back. Yeah, you can do a script to indicate when things are low, or you can use an event controller. What I've done is I have an event controller that simply, oh, right, I don't have build vision. I'll go inside. I'll show you. So I had a light on that piece of armor right next to the outermost 3 small tiny turrets, But what I ended up doing was I set up these three here, and they'll turn on. So it's not a light. I just used LCDs, but I wanted to monitor the PDCs, the assault turrets, and then also the railguns. So those will kick on and off with an event controller here. And I'm curious, since I just repaired them. Oh yeah, that's cool. Can't always count on these connections being reestablished. Usually, if you repair with a projector, they will, but can't say always. So yeah, so I've got that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, normally I use lights. On any other ship that I've ever done this, I've used a light. And the only reason I went with LCDs this time is because I wanted to do all three of the different ammo types. Sure, man. I'll show you. I mean, that's pretty much it, right? It's the same as using a light. You know? So the assault one monitors all the ammo magazines. I don't monitor the guns themselves, just monitor the ammo magazines. And I use an AND gate. And then, you know, it's just like a light. Turn it on or turn it off. And then I have, I just, like the LCDs, they just have the text in them. You know, they don't actually do anything at all. The text is already there. Color's already configured. So it's yeah, it's trickery. And the oh, let's go ahead. Let's see, jump here. Let's go to, that's fine. The PDCs, they monitor the actual guns, and they're set to 5. I'm going to change it to 3, because even at 5% of what they can hold, like you can see here, they're all, the lowest one's at 8, and I've been through like 10 waves now, so they're they hold so much. All right, let's put this back down to min. Oh, I should have jumped to the target instead of doing a blind jump. What do you mean by the inertia turrets could be small grid turrets on rotors? Are you talking about these 6 little turrets that I have on the sides there with could be like rotor like ball turrets with like 6 little Gatling guns in them? Yeah, because that would look pretty badass. I think they're too close though. I'll probably have to go with maybe 2 internal turrets. Oh, okay. Yeah. Those things. Damn it, they do look cool. Whee! Yeah, I don't think I could have 6 though. Oh, I have a reactor damaged. That sucks. I think these 2, because they're adjacent to that, would not work. So probably either one of these 2 would be the only thing I could do. Not a Balter. Small grid turret. Oh. Oh, just a small grid turret, not a rotor turret. I've never thought of doing that. Huh. So why would you do that? I guess they have, oh my god, what's shooting? I guess they have better range, right? Because even a small grid Gatling turret, I believe, shoots 800 meters, right? And the interior turrets, I think they only shoot 600. And I don't know if the defensive block extends the range on those. Are there any other benefits? Or I guess they're stronger too, huh? I guess a small grade Gatling turret is stronger than an interior turret. Like does more damage. Oh, my kitties. All right, wave in 2 minutes. That's cool. Auto. Oh, right. Auto reload. That's a really good point. That's a huge. Yeah, that's true. And extra damage. Hmm. Oh, that's something to keep in mind. And I probably could. All right, these three in the back, they're sitting actually on the downward facing ion thruster. So I couldn't do those, but these three I probably could because that guy's sitting on a magazine. I don't think there's anything. So he'll have a magazine up there. He'll have a magazine right there. So, yeah, I could probably extend the conveyor back. I think that's empty space, actually, underneath. There's like conveyor tubing to connect these guys. It'll be like right through here. And then the two spots behind what would connect this guy, those are empty. And that would be right underneath these two. And the spot right under here as a conveyor already in it, I would just need to change it from an elbow to a junction. So that could work. That is an interesting thought. $53 seconds. All right, come on. Where is the base? Let's go push the button. Just lock the rotor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. Yeah, just use the rotor as like an adapter. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay, just random gunshot. Oh. Oh, wave 12 is incoming. Oh, okay, okay. Guess they're here. Yeah. I'll tell you what would eat these things up is ball turrets with 6 autocannons, small grid autocannon on them. Those would tear the crap out of these little guys. Okay. Well, wave 12. Wave 12, you are a disappointment. How we doing? Anything? All right. Okay. Up top. Oh, wow. I'm actually on top of all the repairs, I guess. Okay. Cool. And there's nothing. Let's go push the button, and if that doesn't make anything happen, then I'll go into admin and delete stuff. People, 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 people. Go. And entities. Oh my god, look at all these things. Trash, trash, trash. Alright. Haunted. What? That's just a normal encounter. Junk. Oh yeah. All right, more junk. I'm surprised all this hasn't been cleaned up. These are all junk. Stingray. Debris? This seems like it's part of an encounter. Oh, goodbye. Oh, that was neat. All right, yeah. That's ours. Deet, deet. Whatever. Where is that? Oh, here we go. I like that ship. If you, that was one of the first ones I encountered in the game, and I salvaged it, repaired it, fixed it up. It's a pretty good, like, general purpose. Haunted station, haunted section. I can't bring myself to destroy that. That's really neat though. Okay, wave incoming. I was gonna say I thought I had a reactor that was damaged. It's on the bottom. Not sure I can fix that. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I guess since I'm here, it's not busted. All right. What is the what is the command? Let's do clean. Is it? Oh shit. Oop, oop, there we go. Not what I meant to do. What is the command to paint the whole grid? I can't remember. I don't use the vanilla painting tool. I haven't used it in years, so I don't remember. Okay, I know Shift P grabs the color, right? Okay, I got that down. What is, and if I go like clean, okay, and then is it Shift right click? Oh, fuck. I did it again. Okay, it's not right click. Is it uh Shift left click? Control left? Alt left? Shift middle? Oh, that's it. Oh my god. Oh no. That did the oh okay. So but I'm close. Is it control? Control middle. I want the that just did like the 3x3 area, whatever. That's why this got converted. Shift Control P. But P, yeah, P to bring up paint. Yeah, I remember that part. All right, Shift or Control P. Okay, no. That's not what I want. No. All right, hang on. There. Oops. Nope. Oh, wait. Okay, that's, oh, middle click is an individual block. Shift. Yeah, that's like the 3x3 area, which paints other things. Not what I wanted to do, but it's fine. That was Shift, and then Control. Oh, so Control is like the one block radius. shift is the other. Let's do, see there's incoming, but this is, oh, that's just, all right, well, whatever. Yeah, let him up. All right. That's, this wave didn't seem to have very much in it. Three things. Oh. What are we doing? Front's damaged again. Go figure. So, so last night I played from like up to wave 10. Middle mouse to paint. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I played the first 10 waves last night. Um, you know, I just finished building this and I was like, oh, I gotta, I gotta at least shoot some with it. And by wave 10, like somewhere around wave 7 or 8, it was like 3 to 4 seconds between waves. And by wave 10 for sure, and I don't know when it started, but the waves were generally 5 and 6 drones each. So I don't understand why I only got 3 this time. It seemed like 3. All right, let's get this fixed. Now, one thing that I was doing last night that I haven't really done, I've done it a few times, but I haven't been consistently doing it, is I go and I push that button to make the wave start immediately. And I push it a bunch of times. And I don't think that that actually starts multiple waves. Doesn't seem like it. But that is a difference between what I was doing last night and today. So maybe it's related. All right, let's go to the space base. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I thought vanilla had a way to repaint all blocks of a similar color. Is that not true? I thought it did. Either that or simply oh shit. Whoa! It's a little close. Whoa. Either that or maybe it was simply repaint the whole grid the given color. I don't know. I thought there was a block that did that though. Reactor's doing good. We haven't really been using a lot of power though, so I'm not surprised about that. Here we go. Left side. All right, beep boop beep boop beep. Drone. Yeah, you're trash. Dude. Oh, that's an encounter. Okay. Oh, that's me. You don't want to get rid of that. I don't know about the button. Yeah, it's fine. I'll probably just misremembering it. It doesn't seem like it was a thing. Let's get rid of those. It's trash. Boom. All right, so we should need new paint. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right, well, was it again? Alt. No, that's one. Shift. There we go. Yeah, I guess we'll just do this. Beep. Makes it easier to see kind of damage and stuff. Nothing back here is really damaged. Oh, no, am I? But still, actually, that's not bad. Oh, oh, it is bad. It's not really bad. It's not like really bad damage, but it is damage. Go. What else? 2 minutes. Yeah, there was none of this 2 minutes for a wave 12 crap last night. All right. Pretty good. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the bigger one. She used the bigger one. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So shift is the big paint lots of area. All right, well, sure. Oh, that's interesting. They didn't paint that. Oh, it's been right on the edge. If you bring up the paint tool, look at the tick boxes. One changes the color, the other textures. Toggle depending on what you want to do. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, new paint because the asteroid. Yeah, I forgot. There's a delay. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. There's a dude. I don't even like. I know. I've used this before. I'm not even sure I've ever seen that tick box before. That's funny. Um, yeah, I can remember tinkering with that in the very first game I played. Oh, incoming. All right, cool. Let's do it. Let's get my clean bluish whitish spaceship. All right, anybody have rockets? I guess the PDCs are working because like nobody's fired a rocket at me since I made that change. All right, we'll go to power. Oops. Oh, it's a lot easier to see whether or not things are damaged with this clean skin. Oh, all right, cool. Oh, there's some junk. All right, cool. That one's done. Turn off the slowdown thrusters. All right. And I just saw something down here. What is that? Oh, it's pretty far away. All right, well. Oh, right. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do this. You're dead. Yeah, you're garbage. Yep. 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 All right, I'll let you guys go. This is our stuff. That's ours. Oh, I don't. Those are part of the encounter I deleted. Mining ship. Where is that? Is that? Oh, I didn't know that as the space base came with a mining ship. Look at that. Oh, that's neat. I never knew this there was a mining ship. I don't know why I'm surprised. I'm not really I've never really played this scenario seriously. So, yeah. All right, well, cool. So now hmm. There we go. Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to think that yeah, if you leave the area, uh, the thing pauses. It really seems like it. Oh wow, I don't know how to get out of here now. Huh. All right. Beep boop. Boop boop boop. But that's good, right? Because we can still do all the things we were planning before, but knowing that it's also that we're also going to be able to say have a nearby base or space station or whatever as a fixed uh, repair and resupply point, or even that we can, if we presumably, I guess I'm making some assumptions here, but if we all leave the area, if it pauses, then if someone's like ship is completely destroyed or something, we have the like we'll be able to go build a new one or whatever. Um, so that's pretty cool. That might also mean that we might be able to go for that 1,000 drone goal because we won't have to do it all in one session, right? We could probably, if we all withdraw, say, to the staging point or whatever that we have, and the scenario pauses, then we could save and then we could continue it on another day or whatever. That might be a thing. That's that's pretty cool. If, that would be pretty cool if it is a thing. All right. Oh, we got 2 minutes. Reverse thrusters on. Go hit the beep boop. There we go. 4 seconds. There they are. Turn off the reverse thrust. All right. What you got? Oh, we're shooting at power systems. Let's go to default. Weapons. All right. Uh-oh. 300 meters. All right. Hit this guy. No? All right. Go to power. Go to power over here too. Hmm. All right, he's falling. Mind gravity? No. Okay. So I'm wondering about the idea of maybe, since I do have a little bit of space in that in that forward area, throwing some welders in there. Um, Not with the intent of repairing in battle, but just with the intent that if I dock up to something that has steel and or components in it, then I can draw them in and make repairs, right? So I won't be carrying material with me, but it will make it possible to repair that stuff, uh, well, at all. Alrighty, let's look at this guy and boop, boop, boop. There we go. All right. Daniel Collins. Oh, dude. Sorry, Daniel. All right, you're going. That's me. Oh, Marige, Mar, Marin, Marisian, Lens. Not that. That's Joan. Oh, this is all from the encounter. Okay, yeah. So do. That's not you. Yes, yes, yes. You and you. Okay, goodbye. Let's go back here. Hmm. Then oh shit. Oh, my perspective was really whacked. Oh no. Oh, that's embarrassing. All right. Well, okay. That'll make those pieces easier to get to now. Wow. Yeah, my perspective was really off on that. Man, kind of a dumb mistake to make. Oh man. Holy shit. Oh. Well, I think that's fine. I think that's enough. Yeah, so this damage back here has been here for a while, and I kind of kept forgetting to repair it. I think some of this heavy armor in the back can probably be converted to light. I didn't take a lot. Maybe these rows here should stay heavy. Um, Actually, that might be. This is heavy. It's damaged, so that should probably stay heavy. This stuff on the inside here can probably go to light. These are heavy. They can probably go to light. Those are heavy. Yeah. So they can probably all become light. Oh, that's light. Those three are heavy. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I never took a single hit there. This stuff actually back here. What's it look on this side? Okay, I do see a little different deformation there. Yeah, so I guess the outer ones, which makes sense. I mean, that's what you would expect, right? These I believe are light. Yeah, they're all light. Okay. But this is overkill. These inside here. Oh my god. Excuse me. They can be light, and these did take some hits. So I think maybe this inner row here and maybe this row here. Basically the two inner rows on the outermost thrusters. Those are fine, but these here, they took damage a little bit. Although this is all light armor and it's still there, so maybe I can convert that as well. I think I should probably. This is not a lot of armor, and it's sitting on top of an expensive ion drive, so I'm thinking maybe that should stay heavy. Now, I repaired the crap out of this stuff, this area, a lot. So I think this whole top area should probably stay heavy. I know I got in there a number of times. Oh, wait. Heavy, light. Oh, okay. So maybe this area in here, maybe those rows should be heavy. Front took a lot of beating in there as well. Down here, what's all this? Light. Anything back here? Is that light? Okay. Still light. Okay. Yeah, I think all that can stay light. This is light. Yeah. Good job, ship. And, honestly, I think I could probably convert this to light as well. It did get hit a little bit. But only a little bit. So I think that's fine. And I don't think the main guns actually got hit at all or significantly. Now the front did get smashed in pretty well from gunfire. So, the damage I did, it just doesn't count. Oh, you're grieving for Daniel. Yeah, he had to go. And then the asteroid. I'm glad you're concerned about the asteroid. Yeah, I appreciate where your priorities are. All right, my little pipes survive. That's cool. All right. So I think. Yeah. It's already heavy armor. Okay. All right. I'm going to experiment with the idea you suggested about using the rotors here. But that'll be, I think that'll be more of like an upgrade. I think first and foremost, I want to kind of sort out the armor. And that was my original intent anyway. So it does seem like I can probably scale back some of the heavy armor on the back here. And then I do think this row needs to become heavy armor, which is a shame because that probably will more than offset the savings of eliminating the heavy armor back here, but it's what it is. And I do think I'll get rid of There are some, it's really hard to see. Okay, that's the conveyor line that supplies all the main turrets. Whoops. And then the empty area got filled with like 16 batteries or something like that. A couple of air tanks, and then there was, oh, that's the other side of the air tank. Okay, and then it's like a little bit of armor. Yeah, looks like a couple armor blocks that were, oh, they're beside the guns. Okay. I don't know that there's much empty space in there that is simply filled with armor blocks. It's not something I normally do, but I was trying, like, I did do it a little bit more. How do I put this? I don't normally just fill empty space with armor blocks. In this design, I was trying to keep that central area. It had potential for being a proper bridge, and I was trying to make it so it was airtight. So there are blocks in there for that purpose that aren't necessary anymore since I'm using a cockpit. Yeah, so I'll have a look. I'll get rid of those. It's a little bit of weight saving, nothing major. All right, cool. What wave are we on? Oh, hello. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. This is heavy armor, right? On the front. Yeah, I do think I want to keep that. I didn't get hit there a lot. Um, but I do think I got hit there some. And since that is actually right in front of the hydrogen tanks, I'm going to keep that heavy. Let's see you. Light. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's these. It's not as much as I was hoping. Kind of those on both sides, and it's kind of it. And then I'm going to add all of that, which is guaranteed more. That sucks. Oh, look at all that red. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 3, 6, 7, 8, 7. 7 or 8. So I was doing a lot of flying and maneuvering and dogfighting and all that to blow these things up. And then for like the past 2 waves, I've totally ignored them and just looked at the ship to figure things out. And here we are 3 waves later. Boy, these things are getting really close. They don't actually shoot? What's going on? Why aren't they shooting? Hey, I meant at the ship, not me. Oh, hello, Pimpin. Oh, sucker. Hey, well-placed welders. Yeah, that's what I was thinking regarding the welders. There's a little bit of empty or space in here that could be used for that. Especially towards the front here. Oh man, I think my head almost exploded. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure where, but yeah, I think a couple welders in here, and then I don't know that I really want to carry about around a bunch of steel, but it will make it so that if I, if I dock up to a resupply area that has stuff, uh, I get that stuff repaired pretty quick. That's what I should have been looking at, was the undamaged side. So yeah, see here, this row of blocks here, the only reason it's here was because there are railguns there, and that's not airtight, right? So I wanted this wall to extend up. That would mean, yeah, okay, not too far, but yeah, yeah. There's some space up here. Now these are external. These are the light armors. Yeah, they'll go to heavy armor. Yeah, see, that's the survival kit. So like up here, like I had originally thought like this level would all be up ridge, but when I ended up, just by the time I got done, it wasn't gonna happen. So there's the back of the rail guns. So we would have been walking on top of the rail guns, which are not airtight. So, but yeah, okay. So and there's the conveyor that goes to the gun that's right in front of the cockpit, and then so yeah, there's a fair amount of space, a bunch of timers. So here are the timers on this side. There we go. I think that's the outside. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So come down here. Matter of fact, maybe this will be easier. Let's see. It looks a lot worse. But yeah, see, so here, yeah, so I had to throw in some batteries. And then this row here will become heavy armor. That is, yeah, that row. But see, all of this was armor to originally try and make this area airtight. So I can get rid of a lot of that. I don't, yeah, if I replace that row there with heavy, probably all of this can go. That'll put a lot of empty space up there, which I guess that's fine. Right? And then that empty space can also be where I put the welders. Right? Because otherwise, yeah, there's no way to get to a lot of this stuff to repair it. I don't know what my thinking was. I blame it on build and repair. It's not something I normally build with, but it is like something that I have been using in recently, and boy, does that get easy. Does that get really easy to sort of forget to do stuff like make things accessible? What about light? What's my light? Oh, I'm out of power. All right, yeah, get a little bit of light. There we go.
Energy low.
Yeah, so I think this is productive. This is good. What- oh, thank you. Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, I think that is enough. I think I've got some good information out of this experience. Um,
Energy critical.
and I think this will be a nice improvement. So, um, yeah, I'm looking forward to our game. I don't know, and and see the cool solutions that everyone has. I think it's going to be fun. If it turns out for sure that we can effectively pause the waves by leaving the area, that that's a game changer for me. I never realized that was happening. I literally always was like, how in the world would you get 1,000 waves with like minutes between each to do what? Like you can't even mine some ice, even though they've already given you a ship. There's ice right there. In 4 minutes, you're not even going to be able to collect ice from right there. You know, I mean, unless you're really good, and then at best you're going to be able to collect the ice and then do what with it? You know, where are you going to put it? There's no there's no docking facility. You know, there's nothing. I just didn't see how this was even playable, um, which is why I jumped at the chance to play it with you guys. So yeah, but knowing that you can step away to kind of rearm resupply, that's huge. That's going to be. I'm pretty sure that's how it
Low
works.
energy.
I hope I'm right. That would suck if it's not right because then all the problems that I don't know how to solve will still be there. So let's get some lose some power. All right, so yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for hanging out, man. Um, I know. Oops, there you go. I know Robert's already taken off. I don't know. Thanks for hanging out and chatting, and I will see you guys all later. Goodbye.